The Celtics, they are right now at the top of the Eastern standings. Why do you think that this year could be different for Jason Tatum and the C's?
Well, it has nothing to do with anything strategic. It has to do with heartbreak, and they've had enough of it. And young teams don't do anything in this league, but they're no longer young because 4 times Tatum and Brown together have been to at least the conference finals. And they've had heartbreak each of those times, once in the finals. I think they crashed through that now, particularly with the help they've got with Drew Holiday, somebody who can walk in that locker room and say, look at this, fellas, follow me. I think the Celtics have got all the ingredient and had enough heartbreak.
Meanwhile, the Lakers, they won the in-season tournament, but then they went 2-5 since then. So, Perk, what do you see as the identity of this team? Which one are they?
Oh, whoa, you haven't broken the news yet?
What is that, Perk?
The Lakers filed a police report. Their identity been stolen. This ain't the same Lakers team we saw last postseason. And here's why. Let me tell you why. When I look at the Lakers, do not get fooled. That was fool's gold when it came down to the in-season tournament.
Okay.
They had the easiest pool, and then they beat the Pelicans and the Pacers. If you go back, the only signature win that they had this season was their last game against Oklahoma City.
Okay, so in that game against Oklahoma City, the Lakers, they made some adjustments, right, to their starting lineup. Woj, is this a precursor to maybe them being a little bit more active on the trade market?
Yeah, the Lakers are going to be active. In this trade deadline in February, it's shaping up like last year's. A lot more buyers than sellers. And teams who would want to trade the Lakers an all-star level player, they're going to want Austin Reeves in return, 25 years old, and the first year of a new 4-year deal, a player that they brought in, they developed. They don't easily part with players like that. Rob Pelinka has shown restraint. And so I think when it comes down to at the trade deadline for the Lakers, without giving up Austin Reeves, I think they're going to be limited in the kind of player that they could bring in. Maybe not a legitimate third star to LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Here's the deal. You can't give up Austin Reeves. You already made that mistake by giving up Alex Caruso years ago, and that hurt you. You don't want to make the same mistake twice. That's number one. Number two, I think that Rob Pelinka has earned the benefit of the doubt based off of what transpired last year. You make deals before the trading deadline, Hachimura, Vanderbilt, D'Angelo Russell, what have you. What do? You advance to the conference finals and you end up running into Jokic and obviously the Denver Nuggets. And so I look at the Los Angeles Lakers. There's a tweak here or there that you may need. Obviously, they need shooting. We get all of that. The flip side to it is that Anthony Davis is playing like a defensive player of the year. You got LeBron James playing like a league MVP candidate. When you have the cornerstones of your franchise showing up, and you know that you have every reason to believe and be confident that they'll answer the call when the big moments arrive. Your supplementary parts are what you're looking for. I expect Austin Rivers to play better as the season goes along. I think somebody like Gabe Vincent will show up and show a contribution. The Hachimuras of the world, the Austin Reeves, guys like that, I think they'll show up. D'Angelo Russell is somebody that I'm iffy about. But in the end, I'm not going to sit up there and just poo-poo the Los Angeles Lakers and think that this season is what we're seeing right now. I've got faith in Rob Pelinka.
This is a team that does need speed and they need athleticism.
Okay.
There's a guy in Chicago that can offer both those things. And I can tell you, they want to trade him, at least the city does, even if the organization doesn't want to say that, and that's Zach LaVine. What a third piece he would be with them.
I agree
now,
with that.
What do you have to give up? If I'm Chicago, I'm not just going to give him to you. But LeBron needs that. Stephen A., you got an awful lot of faith, more faith than I do, in the Lakers as a roster. We know LeBron's greatness. We're not even set that aside. Anthony Davis is what Anthony Davis is more than 10 years into his career. Is that enough for the Lakers? Are we seeing a Laker team that could go through multiple teams and beat, say, Minnesota and Denver in the playoffs in this series? No, we're not.
I don't see them coming out of the West, but I think some of those young teams, you put LeBron James and Anthony Davis in a playoff series, I get to get some of those young teams. I think against those young teams, their experience supersedes everything else.
Yes.
They won't win the championship, but I think they'll knock off these young Bucks? Yes, I do.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them down, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a